Welcome back to the PI Planning Cooking Show. Art and I have been having a long and serious conversation about Superman. And you, if you're the RT, are Superman. And in particular, you're the Superman or Superwoman or Superperson or whatever you want to be of PI planning, because one of the key things that you do, and that's what we're going to talk about now, is you provide the planning context to the teams. And I cannot emphasize how important it is you get that right.
Welcome to the PI Planning Cooking Show with Shane Harrison.
This is very, very important. This is the basis on which they will do everything for the next 2 days. So make sure you're prepared. Tip number 1. If you're going to have a break between the presentations of the business and architecture and so forth, product and solution management, of course, if you're going to have a break between those, do your planning context after the break. Because if you say, for example, at the end of planning context before the break, oh, go have lunch and when you're ready, start planning. Some people will have a quick lunch, 20 minutes, they're back at their desks, at their walls, ready to plan, and other people go, oh, lunch, cool, I've got an hour, I think I'll surf the net, watch some music, talk to some friends, there's some guys from teams I haven't talked to for a while, no problem. Best thing you can do is say, okay, after the questions for architecture and so forth, the best thing you can do is say, okay, we're going to have a break now. If you've been keeping to my 25 to 30 minute rule, that means we're talking about time for a coffee break. So you can say, okay, we're going to have a 15-minute coffee break or whatever length you want, half an hour, let's meet back here and we'll run through the context and then we'll start planning. Really set them a deadline. People are really good with deadlines. People aren't late because they don't care, they're late because they haven't been set a target. If you give them a target, be back here at 10:30, they'll be back there at 10:30. Don't forget, and you may not have heard it because it wasn't in the last episode, in the morning I talked about music. I wasn't referring to dancing, though you can do that as much as you want. Music, you can use music as a cue. So you can have the same song, an active song, play when you're getting ready to start an event again. So this is a really old trick. You will have seen it at training events and conferences and stuff like that. They'll have like a theme song or something they do. You do the same thing and then you start playing that music about 5 minutes before you want to go into your planning context. People go, oh, I need to move, I need to get ready. That way you don't have to wander around the room going, excuse me, could you go into the room? Oh, excuse me, could you go in the room? Oh, could you stop talking and go in the room, please? The music will bring them in, not all of them, but will bring most of them in. So don't forget that. Another thing that I would really advise for your planning context is that you just go quickly through the basics. So when you set it up, you say, hey, we're just going to quickly run through the basics. We haven't been here for 3 months. Let's just remind everybody of the basics and just go quickly through what the colors are used for and what the different events that are going to go on. The events that are relevant to the teams themselves. So you don't need to cover events that happen in the background if you've got extra meetings and things like that. Your Scrum of Scrums, you don't need to mention that, but quickly go through that. And then what you want to do as well is emphasize that what we're here for. We're here to understand truly what we can deliver to the business and have a clear and clean understanding of the plan that we're going to execute in order to achieve it. That's really, really important. And then you set them free and they'll go off and plan. One last thing, one thing that really irritates the hell out of me is when I go and watch a PI planning and nothing's set up. A team goes to a wall and it's like a blank. And the RT said, oh, they can set it up themselves. Oh, we brought the teams here to stick paper, like big sheets of paper on the wall and to do all that? Or did we bring them here to plan? Because do you want to spend 20 minutes with them setting up a wall and possibly getting it wrong? We won't talk about that. Or do you want to spend the time planning? Because that's what they're here for, to plan. The most valuable thing they can do is plan. So when a team walks into a planning room, the whole wall should already be set up. You should have examples and reference material on the wall around the plan. This is the blue paper. This is used for that. Here is the X, here is the Y, here is the ABCs of what you need. Here is your definition of done. Here is your definition of ready. That should be all around the wall where they're planning, so they can't miss it, so they can't have to wonder, oh, what's done again? It's there. Then your 10 steps of done for a story. Here are your 10 steps for ready for a story, or whatever they happen to be. If you've got new initiatives that are going on, like in terms of ways of working changes, put them across the bottom of the plan. If you set that up, they have everything they need in front of you, and they will be able to focus that time and energy on a plan. Yeah, it's much, much easier for you if they don't set up the wall, but it's not easy for them, and we're servant leaders, so they should do stuff for us. Oh no, sorry, the other way around. We should do stuff for them. So make their lives easier, get their walls up and ready, then they'll have a great time. Sorry to be such a negative Nelly, but you know, very insistent that we send a very clear message about preparation. Fussy little bugger. Thanks for watching the PI Planning Cooking Show. We'll be back, shock horror, next week as regular to talk about more. We're deep in the middle of PI planning now. Ooh, it's getting dirty and deep. So don't forget to press the subscribe button, press the little bell, send Art and me, I don't know, some snacks, chocolate's good, just some things for you to do today. And we'll be back again, as I said, in a week. Have fun, see you next week. Goodbye from the PI Planning Cooking Show. Goodbye from me, Shane Harrison, and goodbye from Art. Art will return, don't worry.
That's the PI Planning Cooking Show with Shane Harrison.